How many of you have found yourself in the same situation over and over and over again? Maybe it's the same romantic pattern, or it's emotional triggers, even financial struggles. Or have you ever heard yourself say, "How in the world am I here again? I know better." If that sounds familiar, this video is for you. First, I want to start off by saying this. Nothing is wrong with you. You do not lack willpower, and you are absolutely not broken. What is happening in most cases is that you're running patterns that your brain learned years ago. So in today's video, I'm going to teach you 3 concepts that completely transform the way I look at personal growth: the subconscious mind, neuroplasticity, and how habits are formed. Once I learned these 3 concepts, everything changed for me. I'm also going to share my personal experience and leave you with practical steps that you could begin using today. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Elizabeth Rori, spiritual coach and a manifestation mentor. I'm going to start with the subconscious mind. So when people hear the word subconscious, they automatically think magical or mystical. But in psychology, subconscious refers to the mental process that operates outside of our immediate awareness. It influences our behavior, emotional responses, automatic behaviors, and our habits. So let's take tying our shoes, for example. When we tie our shoes, we do not have to consciously think about every single step because we've done this so many times throughout the years that it just becomes natural, just happens subconsciously, right? We don't have to think about it. So this happens with our emotions as well. If you spend years thinking that you're not good enough, you spent years thinking people are going to abandon you, you spent years thinking that you're here to please other people, these become automatic responses. Not because you're consciously thinking about it all the time, but because you've thought about it so much over the years that it just becomes an automatic behavior. Something really important to understand is our brain loves efficiency. So it's going to take these shortcuts so it doesn't have to consciously think about every single decision that we make every day. So this is really beneficial when it comes to driving a car, but it's also really important to understand that these emotional patterns linger in the background long after they stop serving us. So this is my favorite part. Our brains have this incredible ability called neuroplasticity. What neuroplasticity is our brain's ability to change by creating and strengthening new neural connections throughout our life. So for many years, scientists truly believed that the human adult brain could not change. Well, now we know that that's not true. So every new skill learned, right? Every new behavior practiced, or every decision you make differently than you did previously, what you're doing is you're strengthening new pathways. That's why just having the information is not enough. You can't just watch one motivational video and hope that years of conditioning will erase it. That's why you can't just read a book and all of a sudden your brain is now rewired with new habits. Remember, our brain learns through repetition. Awareness is the first step, and then repetition is what actually creates long-lasting change. Once I understood these 3 concepts, everything changed for me. And honestly, everything started to make sense. So I found myself for probably 10 plus years in the same relationship over and over and over again. The guys looked completely different, the relationship completely the same. I gave more than I received. I grasped on way too hard for guys I probably shouldn't have been dating in the first place, and I ignored every single red flag. Once I understood psychology and human behavior, I also understood why these patterns were repeating itself. My conscious and subconscious mind were not aligned. So instead of consistently blaming the guys or saying there's no good guys out there, I had to take a really good look at myself. Once I understood psychology, the human behavior, and why we act the way we do, everything made sense. Somewhere down the line, I didn't believe that I was worthy of love, or that it was really hard for me to be loved, or that I needed to work really hard to keep love. I understand that those were limiting beliefs that were placed on me as a child. Once I was able to understand and recognize that, I was then able to change those limiting beliefs. I am absolutely worthy of love. Absolutely. We all are. Once I changed that, I made conscious decisions to make different choices. I no longer ignored red flags. I no longer attracted immature men. I no longer grasped onto things that weren't meant for me. Once I started to make these changes, that became my new normal. I know I'm worthy of love. I attract incredible men now, and it's because I decided to change my behavior. When you do that, you make conscious decisions. This is neuroplasticity at its finest. So if you're still here, that means that you have patterns in your life that consistently show up. Here are 4 steps to take to change this pattern's repetition. So number 1 is to obviously be aware of your behavior. Be aware of what patterns consistently show up in your life. You must be aware of your behavior and what patterns show up to make any type of change. Number 2 is to identify your limiting belief. So remember, my limiting belief was that I had to work really hard for love. So identifying that limiting belief is really important, because what you're going to do is replace those limiting beliefs with new beliefs. Step number 3 is to make different choices. Take different action. Change your behavior. Now, this may feel a little bit uncomfortable because our brain loves familiarity, but you must push through that to create new habits. So making different choices than you have in the past. And number 4 is repetition. Remember, our brains learn through repetition. So the more you repeat this new belief, the more it becomes a habit. Give yourself space and grace while you are adjusting to these new habits. Some people can make habits within 10 days, some 14. It all depends on how aware you are of your current patterns, where these limiting beliefs came from. Tend to identify where these limiting beliefs came from, replace them with new beliefs. Number 3 is to take different action. If you're used to going left, go right. And number 4 is repetition. Repeat, repeat, repeat. Your brain is going to create this new habit. If you've been recognizing the same patterns appear in your life over and over again, I truly hope this video gives you some hope. Please understand this. You are not trapped nor defined by your past experiences. You have every opportunity and the ability to change your current circumstances. If I can do it, you can do it. Trust me. I've given you 4 steps to take to start today. Number 1, become aware. Understand and identify your limiting beliefs. Make different choices and repeat, repeat, repeat. If this video helped you in any way, please like, subscribe, and share. I appreciate you all so much. Until next time, all the love.